No, it's a thing that happens whether you want it to or not.
All right, my friend. So we are live. We are rolling.
are.
Let me put on my.
Fred Durst.
Let me put. No.
Rolling,
No.
rolling. What?
What? If Fred Durst had any relation to hip hop, instead of him doing that, what he would have superimposed DMX doing it.
Oh, yes.
That would have been much better.
He's done something we haven't, though. He's worked with Red and Meth.
He has. Well, we've worked with Red.
Well, no, not directly. We have work from Red.
He mentioned us by name.
He did, and it is a ringing endorsement. And if you've ever gone to my actual Twitter page,
That's the pinned tweet.
It is.
I know it is.
And it will stay there.
That is the pinned tweet.
You have to work very hard to topple that one.
I don't think anybody's ever going to top that.
No, because nobody cares to work hard for us. They're like, who? No.
I don't think Red knows how to work any other way, though.
No.
I think Red is 100 miles an hour 100% of the time. That's what I think.
concur.
So, we have one viewer on YouTube.
That's Sarah. Hello,
Okay.
Sarah. Well, shall we kick this off for Sarah?
Find the pig and prepare your foot.
Very well. I got a bad back today. I don't know if I can get my foot high enough to kick it. But
You know what? My neck's bothering me. Oh, and there's Rob in the house and Nipsey's in the house.
very well. Yes. It's
They haven't updated the live. Oh, there it goes. Okay.
There we go. Yeah, it's a StreamYard thing. All right. Well, then I'm going to give you a 5-inch tree.
I thought it was a Big Daddy thing. I had that
It
record.
could be. Yes, I got that song. I got a link to send. Woo's your mama.
This week on the award-winning Mr. Throwback Thursday podcast, we bring you Da Brat getting babyfied. LL cancels his comeback. Black Thought sends a hip-hop love letter. RZA says podcasts are hip-hop, which we could have told you. And Ice-T tells you how to win. What else? Let's listen.
It's not just any day. It's Mr. Throwback Thursday.
Now about the trends of street
And now, here's your host, Bill Winter, and Mr. Throwback Thursday himself, Robinson.
Once again, back is the incredible, well, maybe not incredible, but your two favorite dummies bringing you all the hip-hop news that there is to bring you. Welcome to Mr. Throwback Thursday, episode 474. It is your two favorite idiots, Bill up in New York, Jamie down in Virginia. How are you, my friend?
I am well. And I'm glad to see Nipsey throwing the eye jammies hashtag back up there.
Not enough eye jammies in the world.
Not at all.
Not enough people who deserve them getting eye jammies either.
Get Grammys. Oh,
Who gives a fuck about those, though?
I don't know. The people who get them. That's who get them.
I suppose so. So, what's new and exciting, man? How was your week?
My week was Columbia. You know, it was
It was okay. Yeah, mine was a little nondescript, too, so that's good. Nothing bad happened, so...
No.
When life is a series of different shades of shitty, and you can go with the least shade of shitty, then I guess that's a pretty good week. So here we are, back in the saddle
this week.
Back in the saddle for Mr. Throwback Thursday, again, episode 474, with everything you've come to expect from us. We have some hip-hop headlines. We have some woo news. We have a one and done that I, again, had to look up a little bit.
Well, you know, after almost 500 of them, you're bound to have to check them out and go, who?
More so than not anymore.
Yeah, we've gone through the easy ones.
A record of the week coming at you from our brand new Artist of the Month for March of 2023. And if you've been following for the last couple of weeks, you should have a pretty good idea as to who the Artist of the Month for March is going to be.
They're March.
I'll give you a hint. March being the third month, and something special coming out on the third day of the third month because 3 is the magic number. But I've given you enough hints for right now. You'll just have to find out when we get there.
Yes, it's Egyptian Lover.
I will read some lyrics. It is not Egyptian Lover, although he wants it to be.
He does
every
new
month.
Music out, by the way. Just,
He does have new music out.
Yeah.
Yes, and it's funny. I have a woman I work with, very sweet woman, who is originally from Egypt
really?
and had no idea Egyptian Lover existed.
Did you educate?
I did. I pointed him out to her, and I said, "We talk about Egypt on our podcast on a somewhat regular basis." She goes, "That is cool. I didn't know he was a person." I said, "Oh, he is a person. He's
yes,
a very
he is.
influential person."
Yes.
He tries to influence us every month, but
Please. Yes.
but no, we had a very easy choice for Artist of the Month for March.
We did.
And as I said, we'll get to that once we get to that point in the show. But that being said,
Oh, before we kick off, apologies. I just want to send well wishes out to friend of the show, Brian Dunmeyer.
oh, okay, yes, absolutely.
He's on a recovery path, and
We send all of our best thoughts and best wishes and healing thoughts to Brian, one of the real, just genuinely good people
yes,
that
he won
we've
our
come
Flavor Flav
across.
dance contest.
He did win our Flavor Flav dance contest. I mean, that alone puts him in the upper echelon of people
Indeed.
for us. So, Brian, we're thinking of you. We, yeah, because he participated. But we're thinking of you, and we wish you all the best.
Yes.
And
Hopefully,
we're
you
with
are
you.
well. You are well.
you are well. You are well. When he's completed, one of us will have to buy him a shirt and send it to him that says "I am well. I am well." We got to send one of those to Nipsey too, by the way.
We do, yes.
Anyway, it is time to get this thing going. Episode 474 is in the driver's seat. We are ready to start the engine and get it rolling. So would you please turn the ignition and hit me with a little of that Triple H?
So we can be rolling.
This is hip hop head rock, Mr. Throwback Thursday.
We'll get on it. It's your time.
There will be no Limp Bizkit on the way, by the way, on this show.
You said
I
we
would
were
rather
gonna get
play
rolling,
Iron
so-
Maiden than Limp Bizkit. There you go, Rob. You
can
can
quote
quote
that
that. Man, two people, one brain. It's pretty
Yep.
sad.
It's not
Babyfied is our first article, which is nice. Lately we've been starting off the show with fresh in pieces. It's nice to talk about not people leaving the world, but coming into the world, which is always
yes.
a happy announcement. People Magazine, people.com. So, some obscure news source.
Yeah, I don't know if we've ever used them, but I saw them on there.
I think I saw one of their magazines in like the discount rack once.
Because magazines are a thing.
They are a thing still. Because you know why? You still need those kind of things to take in the bathroom with you. Because in the old days when you took the newspaper in, if you didn't have any toilet paper, you at least had a backup. If you don't have toilet paper, you ever try to wipe your ass with an iPhone?
It probably works just as well as a magazine.
It's more of like,
That's wrapping paper.
you know what that's more like? It's more like scooping caulk or something. Or grout. Anyway,
Yeah, and there's a visual for your Sunday morning.
I got grout butt. Anyway, and that's the title of this week's show. The Brat reveals that she's expecting at the age of 48. She said, thought it wasn't in the cards, which is really, really cool for the Brat, who we have stated the first platinum selling female MC,
Yeah.
which you could have given me 100 guesses.
Yeah,
and I probably wouldn't have gotten to the Brat until about 30. So
Good morning,
But Functified was a great record. I shouldn't
Yeah.
be surprised. So her Functified rapper Debrat and her wife Jessica Judy Harris Dupart, are expecting a baby. She says it's been quite a journey. She says that there's a lot of stuff we learned about women over the age of 40. So their
I
road
think
to
this
mother
is a what do they call? Is it not a late stage pregnancy?
high. I think they call them high risk.
Yeah. Because she is older in the
Yes.
women
Well, they're-
carrying children.
Yes,
stages
they're
of
both
life.
over 40, which they always consider to be a more high risk. I mean, it doesn't mean that anything's wrong or anything.
No,
It just
no,
means
no.
that at that age, there is more potential for things to not go 100% smoothly. But it doesn't mean that it's not going to.
No, it's just like any standard medical anything. I mean, if I go in for surgery now, I have more chance of things going wrong than if I went in and had surgery
Because-
when I was 20.
Yes, because we are more immune compromised as we get older. I mean, that stuff, that's nature of the beast.
Yes. Not mentioning any of this under Brat. I mean, just,
Nature of the beast, not like the number of the
Not the
beast
number
or
of the beast,
anything
no.
like that. Is that a second reference I made this week?
it is.
Rob's going to fucking lose his lunch if I keep talking about this band after vilifying him last week. Yeah, Debrat is 48. Her wife is 41. They got married back on Groundhog Day last year, February 2nd. Harris
Like,
Dupart,
the day over and over and over again.
you know, for those of us who are happy in our marriage, that's not a bad thing.
Yeah.
I know you're happy. I know I'm happy.
am.
So, which by the way, I'm hitting 20 years this year. I know you're at like
29 this year.
29 this year. Yeah. I actually saw pictures of your wedding not too long ago too. So,
Did you recognize anyone in them? Because none of us look the same.
I recognized you and I recognized me, with a lot less poundage on me.
Yeah, we each had a lot less. We each had like half of ourselves there.
I think I've gained a pound for every year of your marriage. I think I'm 30 pounds heavier than when you got married. So,
I think I'm about 130 pounds heavier than when I got married.
Harris Dupart, Debrat's wife, 41 years old, the CEO of Kaleidoscope Hair Products, was in the midst of launching a new line inspired by Debrat and her iconic braids and protective hairstyles. She says it started as a joke. We were like, we're extending our family, she says, of the marketing tagline for their collaboration, talking about introducing new products. But then we got a huge response. It was like, oh my God, do we want to actually have kids? And if we do, girl, we better hurry up. And yeah, Harris Dupart is already a mother of 3 prior to their relationship. For Debrat, kids were never really part of her plan. I never thought I was going to have kids, she said. I just thought it wasn't in the cards. I've had a great career and a full life. I felt like because I didn't get pregnant earlier on that it just wasn't going to happen for me. But never say never, man.
Yeah, see, the way this story is coming across, I mean, I want to say congratulations to the Hendersons for 22 years and the Elsfelders
Oh
for
yes,
9 years. By
look
the
at
way,
that. Look at these numbers coming in. Those are all these numbers. I'm still like the young kid on the block. I'm just hitting 20 this year, and there's a lot of them don't reach 20 months.
Yeah,
My first one
Now
didn't.
I'm the baby of the bunch. Oh, the story, the way it's written,
And you know about my first one. So.
yes, no. I would rather talk about Fred Durst.
I would rather talk about Fred Durst.
Yes, I know. the way that this story is written, it seems like there's a lot of surprise. Like, oh, I didn't know it was going to happen. I didn't believe, blah, blah, blah. It's not a surprise when 2 women decide to have a child. It's not like she just, oops, I got you pregnant. That's not how that works.
No.
But
No,
that's
at
what
least
comes
everything look, it's 2023. Things have changed
Who
a
knows?
lot
Yes.
since we were in school as far as genders and sexuality and stuff. But I still think the basic
Biology still
chemistry
works.
is, and yes, and biology is a better word for it. I still think the basic biology is the same as far as the gametes required to produce
Yes.
life, of which
It's very confusing when
neither
you read
one
the
of
book.
those 2 produce said gamete to produce life. So
Yeah,
I said gamete twice in this show. Now 3 times.
And Iron Maiden. So who knows what's going to happen?
This is why you tune in for the live show, folks.
Yeah, but it's just very strange the way they've written it. Like if
Yeah.
you don't know who the brat is, which who doesn't, but it just comes across as I didn't think I could get pregnant, and then surprise, I got pregnant. No, there wasn't that much surprise involved.
No.
There may be surprise that it worked, but
That's probably more so what it is that it took.
yeah, it's
and
the way it comes across is very strange.
and it's interesting as I go a little further in this, because I always wondered in these
When two
same-sex
women love
marriages
each
when
other-
two well no in these same-sex marriages when one of the women decides, or when both women decide they want to have a baby, how they decide which one is going to carry it. And the fact that DeBrat is older than her wife, but she's the one carrying the child, even though she's 7 years older. And she says
Doesn't her wife have children?
she had
from
3
pre-
kids.
Okay.
Yeah, and I think that, so that's what she said. She goes, I started looking at life differently after I met my wife. I was like, I want a little me with you, something special from the both of us that we can share and raise and love unconditionally. But she wasn't keen on having on carrying a child. John. She said, I was like, nothing's going to come out of me. This is what DeBrat said.
Brat,
but
yeah.
but her wife was able to convince her otherwise. She said, we had a little tug of war in the beginning, but I don't think that's how you get pregnant. But I
never
felt like
heard
tug something.
Ron
but I-
Stugnut.
I felt like she should have the experience because she is so nurturing. So the decision for DeBrat to carry the baby worked out for the best, given that her wife suffered major health complications following her egg retrieval procedure. But the rapper faced difficult health issues of her own, including having to undergo surgery to remove fibroids and polyps prior to her embryo transfer procedure. So
again,
did they take the egg from the wife and then implant it
that's
into
what
the
it sounds
brat?
like. Yes, so it's both of their.
So there
child.
will be, there should be genetic input on both of them then.
Yeah.
Because I would assume, that embryo gets implanted and it's got the wife's DNA.
Yep.
But then DeBrat is providing the life cycle for this. So I'm sure the blood is going to go through and that's going to provide DNA from her. So
Yeah, so it would be
that's a really, I never would have thought of that in a Jurassic Park sort of way, but that is a very, very interesting thought process as far as the DNA goes. So rather amazing. And so technically, I would think there would be 3 sets of DNA because they have to have a donor sperm.
It'll end up being one.
Yeah, well, but 3 altogether
be a
because 3 is the magic number.
Indeed.
So because you've got the mother's egg or the wife's egg, you've got DeBrat providing
Everything.
blood and life, and then of course there had to have been a donor
or
sperm.
whatever, Yeah,
So and
I just hope it's not Jermaine Dupri.
probably Nick Cannon the way he's going.
And he didn't even have to be there. It was just
Well, I don't think he's there for most of them, to be honest with you. At least after they're born.
I did see,
Let me get off my
news.
soapbox before I get sued by Nick Cannon.
Yeah, I did see news that Nick Cannon was going on tour. I don't know if it's musical or sexual, but he's going on tour coming up this summer.
He's got to raise money to pay child support for 100. Well, although I think a lot of those kids, he's signed off and said, "Look, I'm not going to pay support," and the mothers are fine with it. So I haven't gotten that far into it, and that's taken away from the importance
DeBrat,
of DeBrat here. And now she's talking about her pregnancy. She goes, they had a miscarriage. She had a miscarriage. I'd never been so excited about something that I didn't even know I wanted. I fell in love with the idea, and then it was all snatched away from me. Luckily, we still had quite a few of her eggs left. So the couple chose an anonymous donor described as an eager entrepreneur from their cryobank. She's now 18 weeks pregnant, firmly into her second trimester. DeBrat says it's just a blessing. I'm excited. She's also exhausted. I don't have any cravings or nausea, but I'm always sleepy. Same girl. Same.
Maybe we're pregnant.
I don't know. I've actually lost 12 pounds in the last 2 weeks on this medication, so I'm doing all
You
right.
still haven't told me what it was. You don't want to share.
I did tell you what it was.
You said I'll text you after the show.
Oh, maybe I didn't. Oh no, it's a pill. It's a pill that's been around for a while. It's the brand name is Adipex P. I believe the generic is phentermine. I take it once a day, and basically, if I eat a half a slice of pizza, my stomach is like, "You're fucking done. Stop!" Because then I immediately get nauseous the minute I eat anything more than what my stomach seems to want to handle.
Yeah, the only pills I take is no fuck at all.
I take fuck it all. Yes. The other aspect of pregnancy, she says, everything makes me cry. She goes, if someone wins American Idol, I cry. If Sarah McLachlan sings about a cat on an ASPCA commercial. Oh, geez, my sister was always like that. She cried at those goddamn commercials every time they came on. She's like, I'm tougher than that. I shouldn't be crying at this shit.
Sally Struthers is talking to me about Ethiopians.
I think people are going to be shocked, she says, when they find out that she's pregnant. That said, she chose to embrace the dichotomy with a gangster-inspired pregnancy photo shoot, which she said she absolutely loved. She looks fantastic, man. She's got the big baby bump out there, but, you know, she does. She looks fantastic. So all the best to Debrat and her wife, and we hope for nothing but smooth sailing. No complications, and a beautiful child being brought into the world for one of the unsung pioneers of this industry.
Yeah.
So all of us here at Mr. Throwback Thursday say, good for you, Debrat. Enjoy your pregnancy, enjoy motherhood, enjoy your wife. You know, we enjoy being married, enjoy that. So yes, Babyfied should be her new record. If she went from Functified to Babyfied.
Yes.
We're throwing that out there. If that record comes out and it's Babyfied, if it's Babyfied when that new record comes out, then we will fire off a letter of
congratulations.
Of congratulations. Yeah, we're not suing anybody. It's a dumb joke. Don't call a comeback.
Yeah, don't call it a comeback because it's not.
No. TMZ.com brings us this. LL Cool J threw fans for a loop, claiming to have canned the album that he just recorded.
Yep. The one that he said he was so stoked about and it was going to be the greatest thing and it's definitely coming out this year. And then he listened to it.
Yeah. But he says, explanation behind my choice not to release my album, which he put up on Instagram. He says he's throwing in the towel on the latest studio effort, which would have been his first album in 10 years, because he feels the music is pure shit to his own ears.
Yeah. So that's the thing. If you listen to your own album and go, wait, no, this is awful. I wouldn't want to listen to this. I cannot release this.
So now,
crazy stuff there.
So this is what he said, and now he's saying, fucking early April Fools, psych, my album is done, and it's my favorite one ever, he says.
Yeah, we'll see. Because Q-Tip's doing the production, isn't he?
I think so. That's what we talked. Yes.
Yeah.
He said, he goes, the rapper took to Instagram to reverse his statement that the project wasn't good enough, now claiming that it's so good he can't wait for the public to hear it.
Now, how does this happen? How do you?
I think it was just I think he was fucking playing with people.
I don't know.
I think he was playing with people.
Why?
Were people paying attention?
Well, when he came out and said, my new album's coming out, it's almost done, I'm in love with it, blah, 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 got people talking.
But then more people got talking when it was, okay, this album's no good, I'm not going to release it, I have to improve it. And more people were like, well, when's this record going to come out? I think
it's like
he's a fucking genius, dude. I'm sure he was stoking the flames, getting people all fired up, and he's like, gotcha, it's coming out, and you're going to love it.
Q-Tip probably said, dude, what the fuck are you doing, man?
Oh, I'm sure Q-Tip was...
Tell them.
I hope he told Q-Tip first. I hope he told him first. Like, look, here's my idea. I'm going to say it's shit. I'm good. What is Kwame on this record too?
It was a Nick Cannon reference.
They just say that
Bone Age.
We tip our hats to LL. This is GOAT level trolling marketing campaign, and that's exactly what it is, man. So I love it. I love the whole idea. And you know what? It made me more interested in this record because I want to hear which one of his opinions is right, whether it's the best one he's put out or whether it's pink cookies in a plastic bag worthy shit. So,
Yeah.
but color me intrigued.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what color that is. I only had the 64 bucks of crayons,
Cereal baby.
but it had the sharpener. So, our next article, love letter. Now, if anybody's going to write a love letter to hip hop in an epic freestyle, we have mentioned quite a few names in our list of all underrated lyricists and rappers.
Yes.
And it always seems to be the same ones. We always throw in Big L.
G-Rap.
We always throw in Cool G Rap. And Black Thought shows up in these things all the time, too.
Yes.
And I think you're the one who said, just because you can't remember a specific Black Thought song or lyric doesn't mean that the dude isn't head and shoulders above most people.
Yeah, just because he's not quotable, he doesn't have a chorus. He doesn't have that, remember that one line? Nobody remembers any of that because while Black Thought is performing, you're paying attention and trying to hear what it is that he's saying because he is on such a level that
you actually have to think about and process what he's saying as opposed to just, people throwing shit against the wall to see what sticks. So earlier this month, Black Thought was on the Who Gives a Fuck About a Goddamn Grammy stage as part of the massive Hip Hop 50th Anniversary tribute. Which, by the way, is still getting huge love online from most people.
Yeah. The most of the stuff I've been seeing lately is the whole thing over Willie D and Scarface because of, their podcast.
Oh, they are at odds.
And they do a podcast together.
Yeah, they are at odds. The set was curated by Black Thought's bandmate, Questlove, who played along on the drums. Featured Run DMC, LL, Grandmaster Flash and Furious 5, Rakim, Big
Savion
Boy,
Glover.
Paz, Busta, Scarface, Ice 2, Too Short, just because it's so fun to say it that way, Salt and Pepper. At one point, Black Thought shared the stage with LL for the radio album cut Untitled.
Yeah, I never knew it was called Untitled. It was one of those because I didn't read song titles. I just listened to the songs.
Right. We weren't
Shabazz,
as
Yo, Jay.
it's funny because we were big liner notes guys, but we didn't look at the song titles so much. We
No.
just read the liner notes to see,
Yep.
where everything came from. Now,
The kind of shit that made Wilson flip.
weeks later, Black Thought is back with another tribute to hip hop upon the 50th year anniversary. This time, the MC who professed his love for hip hop in Act 2, The Love of My Life, does it once more as a compelling love letter that plays like an essay in rhyme. There's a black and white video that was directed by Benny Boom for BET, and there are lyrics on here. I'm not going to read the whole thing because Bill reads lyrics is later on.
Later on, yes.
If you are interested, you can look this video up. It's embedded in the story. If you go to our show notes, you can find it right there under the article. Or it is on YouTube. If you go to the BET YouTube channel, I'm sure it's probably right near the top.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's Black Thought at his best. And not that I've ever seen him at anything other than his best, but yeah, this is something. This is really something, and everybody should give a listen to this. We're not going to play it, but
No.
because we've got other things we got to get to. But that being said, you should most definitely take 5-10 minutes out of your day
And listen to it.
to go to YouTube or go to our site and find it. And then, while you're on Mr. Throwback Thursday, you can do some other things too. You can order stuff from our shop.
Yeah.
You can hit us up.
Like these.
You can do. Yeah, we still have a few of those left. So
We do.
You can get a
I
mug.
need to get them out of here.
They make good Christmas presents. They make good Easter presents. They make
They
good first day of spring presents. Whatever it is that you need a present for,
Yes.
our mugs are good for that.
What do they make? Equinox gifts.
Vernal equinox coming up. Yes, I believe that is coming up soon.
Or you can get it
'Cause-
now and hold it for the solstice, whatever,
Ring out those solstice bells, Jethro Tull.
Indeed. That's the other solstice stuff.
Yes. Yes, I believe that was the winter solstice he was
It
singing
was,
out.
yes.
Because it was on the Christmas record, wasn't it? Mm-hmm. Well, it was also on
Ring
Songs from the Wood.
these bells. Yep.
This has now turned into a Jethro Tull podcast. But,
It is a very fine line where it could at any time become that. So,
well, you have to understand. And full disclosure, Jamie and I are both incredibly huge Jethro Tull fans.
yes.
So
Huge.
it's not just hip hop for us. It's a lot of hip hop for us.
Well, yes.
but we also spent time listening to Tull and Molly Hatchet and
We like
a lot of other stuff. We listened to Linkin Park when they were first known as Hybrid Theory,
Hybrid Theory,
which
yeah.
then they changed their record name to Hybrid Theory and changed their name to Linkin Park. So we are eclectic in our music tastes, let's put it that way. But that being said, let's get back to what we talk about here. Jay Free. Is that a new rapper? No.
It is.
Hip Hop DX brings us that Hawaiian Sophie turned down $100,000 for a collaboration with Silk the Shocker. He says it's bigger than money for him. Now, it's getting harder and harder to not like Hawaiian Sophie.
Yes. Again, I have no issue with him as a person.
No,
I
as
just
a
don't like his
person
music.
and as a businessman,
He's
pretty
a business
stand-up
man.
dude.
Yeah.
I'm not a fan of his style of rap, but that's fine. Opinions are like assholes. I'm sure mine stinks from time to time too.
Yeah.
But as a person and as a business person who thinks nothing of helping out other people in the business.
Right.
I mean, he does it a lot. Like I said, it's getting harder and harder to not like Jay-Z.
Mm-hmm.
So much so that I actually just referred to him by his name and not Hawaiian
By
Sophie.
his name of choice, yes.
Yes. So Silk the Shocker revealed that Sophie turned down a 6-figure fee for his one verse on their collaboration, You Know What We Bout. Silk the Shocker, who was a former No
was
Limit
student.
soldier. Even still.
And you have two
Reflected-
K's in his name.
He does. Reflected on his dope relationship with Sophie during an interview with The Art of Dialogue, saying that Sophie politely declined $100,000 for appearing on the Made Man album cut. He says, our relationship was dope because when I did the song with him, I thought I had a budget for him. I was like, yo, I got 100 racks. That's a lot of money back in the day, too. I'm sure he could have used that extra $100,000. Who ain't going to use that, says Silk. You know what? I agree 100% with that.
Yeah. Because Jay-Z
That's a lot of $5 bet. That's a lot of $5 MGM bets.
Yeah, it is.
When I hit him up, I'm like, yo, the song is dope. You killed it. Where should I send that bread to? And Sophie was like, nah, it's good, man. Just keep it. We'll figure out something later on down the line. Silk said it made him realize that Hawaiian Sophie is driven by his vision rather than money. And because of that, it's no fluke that Sophie is a billionaire with a B
Yeah.
that has achieved such enormous success in his career, which is kind of ironic. He's not concerned about the money, and because of as such, he makes
has
tons of it.
Yeah, because that's not his driving force. That is the end result, but
Right.
that is not what drives him to do things. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and back
But-
then he was still in the Hawaiian Sophie stage of his career. He wasn't Jay-Z,
But Silk also points out he won't do it for just anybody, though. He won't even
no.
do music for anybody. I came to learn was that it's bigger than money for him. To me, that's consistent with where he is. If you look at him, it's not a fluke that he's successful. And he is very particular about who he pitches his tent with,
Well, as he should be.
because
I mean,
he is a
especially at this
business
stage,
man.
yes. Yeah. Yeah,
I
I
don't-
can't just put my name on something for you because you asked me to. I have to see what that thing is going to be and how it's going to reflect who I am and who I want to portray myself as.
Right.
He is 100% in control of his image.
And his name.
Mm-hmm.
Unlike the Sugar Hill Gang. Give me my name back.
Yes, they got their name back.
They did, finally. only took him 40 years. So, again, another very interesting article where, and the prevailing thought for me is it's getting harder and harder to dislike Jay-Z as a person and as a business person. I still won't go out of my way. I mean, I will listen to Empire State of Mind. That's my favorite song of his.
There's a few songs that are fine.
Yeah, there's a few. You know what? I'm not gonna say he's all garbage. I mean, Empire State of Mind is good. I always like 99 Problems.
Yeah, the Ice-T song.
The Ice-T song, yeah. I always like that little driving beat behind Dirt Off Your Shoulder. Mm-hmm. You know, there's a few. I'm not going to sit here and...
You got UGK with him. I mean...
See, I didn't like Pimpin'. I didn't like Big Pimpin' at all.
I like it because I like UGK.
I like UGK too, but I just... That little fucking Zamfir pan flute that plays in the background the whole time, that just grates on me like nobody's business. But anyway, good on Jay-Z for being a stand-up guy.
Yeah.
And
Even
nice of Silk the Shocker to put that out for public consumption, that, you know what, this guy is aces when it comes to dealing with people. So
yeah, he just wants to try to make people think that he's better than he ever was, because he's like, yeah, Jay-Z did, and he didn't even ask for money. He just wanted to be on a Silk the Shocker record. No, Silk the
You
Shocker
know what,
doesn't want to be on a Silk the Shocker record.
no, but there are people who chow down on everything Hove that are going to cling on to that, and he's probably going to get some more listens and more, you know.
100 years ago, nobody likes
and
Silk the Shocker.
And then people will find out that Silk the Shocker is not very good if Jay-Z's not on the record with him. But
Yeah.
but at
I
least,
think
you know.
Master P was the only person who thought Silk the Shocker was good.
Here's the thing, dude. People click on that track to listen to it, and then as much as streaming doesn't pay, it's still something. He's getting clicks. Yeah. Even if you can't take the click away once you listen to the song and think, this is garbage, I'm never listening to it again. But you clicked once.
Yeah.
You can't put that genie back in a bottle. Once the fart is in the elevator, you have to smell it until it dissipates. So that's, yes, that I just used a fart in an elevator.
You
reference.
did.
So next article, picnic lineup. The Philadelphia Tribune.
Yes.
The lineup for the Roots picnic features hip hop and R&B classics.
Yeah. One of the things I've always wanted to do, and I say always, it's been around since like the mid 2000s. I wanted to go to a Roots picnic. I've never been. It is basically a music festival at this point. It's a 2-day event. And I think Chappelle is going to be there. I mean, you're about to read the lineup anyway. But,
Yep.
There's a lot of stuff. I would actually want to go just for the Black Thought mixtape. Like every year,
Yeah.
he gets up there and
It's
brings
kind of
guests
like why
and-
you tune into the BET Awards every year. You just
Yeah,
tune
for
in
the
for the
Cypher.
Cypher every year.
Yeah, fast forward through everything else. You know, hopefully you catch that Def Squad reunion cipher or something of that caliber. But yeah, I would really like to go. I'm not going this year, but I would really we should go.
It's on your bucket list.
Yeah, we should go as a show one year. And you know they're doing podcasts this year.
Rob wants to know what's in my coffee because I'm full of one-liners today. My coffee is actually already gone. It was Death Wish Blue and Buried with nothing in it. Because
you.
as far
Big boy
as
coffee.
using the medication and stuff, I'm trying to cut out any unnecessary sugar.
Right.
So I have decided that with the flavored coffees, I do not need anything else. And I do like the Blue and Buried without anything in it. I think sometimes if you put too much in it, it gets too sweet.
Oh, yes.
Because of the fact that it's got a nice flavor to it. The Ginger Dead, I still will put a little bit of creamer in just because I think it accents it. But
does.
but
Well,
today
it's like
was
the
just.
chocolate rum ball. You know,
Yeah.
just that little bit of vanilla.
Did you
pulls-
order the new flavor?
Which one?
The mint chocolate?
No, that's not for me. That's,
No,
I
no,
love
that-
Death Wish.
that's-
that is not for me.
Yeah, I mean, there's just
It may be
sounds
wonderful.
Could it be that they put that out and kind of faked this all out, thinking that because we're getting close to St. Patty's Day that it was going to be the re-release of the Irish Cream?
Yeah.
But in reality, it's more like Thin Mint Girl Scout cookies
Yeah.
because it's Girl Scout cookie season. Mm-hmm. But, I'm sure a lot of people will enjoy it.
Yeah, no, I haven't seen the reviews on it yet. But
You want to know what's funny, John? That's the mug I used this morning, too.
nice.
I did, because I saw it in my closet, and I said, I haven't used the Good Day mug in a while.
That's why
So-
I used mine the other day, because I hadn't taken it out in a while.
And I
which
figured
is why I brought this one out today.
and I wanted today to be a good day. So
I haven't had this one out in, I don't know, a couple months.
you know what? I use that one quite often. I like that one. Anyway, let's get back to the Roots Picnic, because I am
get that
off
out
on
of the way.
all sorts of tangents today. The Roots Picnic lineup is going to feature hip hop, R&B classics. Nothing says summer like the Roots Picnic.
This is true.
It's the Roots with Pistuki, along with if she's there on time, Miss Lauryn Hill.
Yeah, she's one of the headliners this year.
She's going to do the whole album, apparently. She's going to do the whole Miseducation record. Philadelphia rapper Lil Uzi Vert will all be headlining on June 3rd and 4th. Now, I don't listen to Lil Uzi Vert, but I know he's from Philly, and I know he's very popular. So it might be, that might be something to listen to, just because, look, if the Roots are going to put this guy on stage, there's got to be something to him.
Yeah,
So
I think Glorilla's going to be there too.
well, Glorilla was on stage at the Grammys. So
Uzi, wasn't he?
and now that I
Wasn't he
think
the
about
guy
it,
with the
yeah,
big spiky hair that was
I
out there
think
doing a
now,
weird dance?
now that you say that, I think that might have been him. Yeah. The Roots Picnic was established all the way back in 2007.
Yeah.
Remained at Penn's Landings Festival Pier until 2018.
I should have remembered what year. I knew it was in the middle of the 2000s, and I should have remembered because that was my last military deployment. Was in 07.
In 19, it more than doubled in size and expanded to the Mann Center in West Fairmount Park. Due to COVID for the last 2 years, it was a virtual-only event. And then last year, it was a 2-day event with close to 30,000 attendees per day. So for 2 years, not last year, in 20 and 21, it was virtual. 22, they came back to actually being out there. Close to 30,000 people. I'm sure they're going to get more than that this year. This year's picnic kicks off Friday, June 2nd at the Wells Fargo Center in South Philadelphia. Isn't that the arena that the Flyers play in?
I don't know.
The Wells Fargo. I think that's their arena.
Unbelievable.
I mean, hell, that's a big arena then. That's a good sized show.
Well, yeah, you're talking about 30,000 people last
Yeah.
year. I mean, that's that's the type of thing you need.
So that show is going to have a comedy show and concert featuring Dave Chappelle and the Roots. On Saturday, the 2-day festival moves to various stages at the Mann campus with separate tickets and admission required for both events, for the
two
Wells
different days,
Fargo
right.
and the Mann Center. A podcast stage including Charlemagne the God, DJ Academics, Questlove, Don't Call Me White Girl, and People's Party with Talib Kweli are included in the lineup for the hip-hop and R&B event produced by The Roots and Live Nation Urban. Now, I wonder if Talib's going to run up on Don't Call Me White Girl and say, is that your girl? Is that your girl?
Yeah, the fact that Academics is going to be there rubbed me the wrong way already. So
Yeah, culture vulture. Anyway, Roots rapper Tariq Trotter, who we know as Black Thought,
I thought, yeah.
will be joined on this year's Black Thought live mixtape by Philadelphia rapper Eve and Busta Rhymes, who stole the show a couple weeks ago at the Grammys.
Goddamn Grammys, yeah.
Ari Lennox, Lucky Day, and DVSN are among the other featured acts. State Property is going to reunite with Beanie Siegel
Yeah, and Freeway.
and
yeah.
Freeway. That's some names out of the past.
Yeah.
So, yeah, Maverick City is a gospel group. They'll be there. Miami rap duo City Girls and rising Memphis rhymer Glorilla also performs. So, pretty good lineup for the Roots Picnic. Tickets go on sale. They went on sale last week, actually,
Last week,
February
yeah.
22nd, after a Roots fan club pre-sale began the day before. for both the Chappelle performance and the Picnic at the Man. If you are in the Philadelphia area, check to see if there's still tickets available.
Yeah.
Go check it out. If I was closer to it, I would go see Chappelle in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
I still think Chappelle is one of the most brilliant comics out there.
Well, he
To
is.
me, intellectually, I think he's kind of a modern day Carlin in the
can
fact
see
that,
that.
yes, he's funny, but there is genuine thought and genuine intelligence and genuine research that goes into everything that Chappelle says. Now, a lot of people get hung up on him being transphobic, and he says he's not,
Right.
because he tells us there's a fascinating story about one of his favorite people ever, who was a comic, who was a trans female, who used to come to all of his shows and was very funny, in the crowd and everything. So he got to know this woman, and asked if she wanted to open for him on one show because how funny she was. He says,
Right.
So I put her on stage, and he says, and she fucking bombed. The worst show I ever saw. He says, but you know what? She gave less than a fuck about bombing. She was just happy to be there.
Be there, yeah.
And he says not too long after that, because people were flaming her online so badly about her performance, she ended up taking her own life. He goes, so don't tell me I'm transphobic. He goes, there are certain things I don't understand and will never understand. And you can read me
and
all
the rest
the, you can read me whatever you want about it. He goes, there are sciences and opinions that will refute everything that both sides say. And, that being
Kinda like
said,
religion. I mean,
kind of very much like religion.
you're going to believe what you're going to believe. You're not going to believe what you're not going to believe. And that doesn't affect what the people who believe it believe.
Kind of like us believing that Jay-Z was not a good guy, which, as we said before, is getting harder and harder to corroborate. Hip Hop DX brings us our next article, which is another Jay-Z article worth 1,000 words. Hawaiian Sophie has settled the lawsuit with the photographer of Reasonable Doubt.
Yeah.
So,
Which we talked about this like a year ago.
I think it was about a year ago. Yeah. Sophie sued Mannion and Jonathan Mannion and his company, Jonathan Mannion Photography, LLC, back in June 2021 over claims that the photographer was profiting off of his name, image, and likeness without permission.
Right.
Specifically citing prints of the Rock Nation mogul that Mannion was selling via his website for thousands of dollars. So making big bank. When asked to stop selling the photos, Mannion allegedly demanded tens of millions of dollars.
Yeah, because it would be lost wages.
Case was due to go to trial in March after the two parties had initially failed to negotiate a settlement agreement, but it seems a resolution has since been reached and the case will no longer go to court. According to documents obtained by All Hip Hop, Jay-Z and Mannion have asked a judge to vacate the trial, indicating they've agreed to settle. The documents state the former collaborators have been working diligently toward finalizing a settlement and had until February 17th to submit the necessary paperwork. I don't know if that happened. We haven't gotten any updates since then. But parties have engaged in settlement discussions and agreed in principle on the terms of the settlement, which includes a stipulated dismissal of this action subject to execution of a long-form settlement agreement. Now, I'm sure all that paperwork takes time to make sure it's properly done and filed with the right people. So
It can be done, but only I can do it.
I'm going to assume that it was all done and that this settlement has happened. Now, Mannion is considered one of hip-hop's most distinguished photographers. Maybe a step or two below Brother Ernie, but still,
But he is up there. He is a well-known photographer.
I mean, he's got his...
Like, I'm out there taking pictures of Jay-Z and selling them.
Yeah. he's shot cover albums for Flesh of My Flesh, Blood of My Blood. He shot the cover album or the album cover for God's Son, Nas's record, and the Eminem Show.
Yeah.
So yeah,
These things you may have heard of.
he's got
You've probably
he's got
seen them.
pretty good portfolio. So
Yeah.
Sophie deciding, you know what, the
not
juice
worth
isn't
it.
worth the juice ain't worth the squeeze as far as this is concerned. Let's just put it behind us. So
Let us move on.
our last
I can
article.
see, too, if he was selling pictures that put Jay-Z in a compromising light.
In
or,
a bad light, yeah,
Yeah.
most definitely. Because then there's something different there. That's more of a
It's more of a paparazzi type situation. You know,
Yeah.
I caught him doing this. You know, it was the pictures that he had agreed.
now libel is print, discrediting somebody in print. Do photos count as print? I don't know. So I don't know if that's considered a libelous action if you take pictures of people and post them, and that puts them in a negative light or anything. But for anybody who's out there who's a legal person, let us know, because I'm genuinely curious. Defamation of character is always, that's always a good catch-all for that sort of thing.
Yep. You made me look bad. Well, you looked bad. I didn't do that to
Yeah,
you.
I didn't defame your character. You defamed your character. I
Yes.
just happened to catch it. Which is, the referee in me. That call sucks. No, it was a good call on a bad rule. That's what it is. You suck. No, you suck. That's
Jackass.
shitty. You're right. That was an absolutely shitty play. You shouldn't have done that. So, I mean, I've used them all. Last article. Advice from Final Level.
Yes.
2 T's, 2 U's, 1 Ola, who, by the way, unsolicited opinion, probably doing his best work of his career on SVU this season. Mm-hmm. There was a very Tutuola themed episode a couple of weeks ago
Yes.
that was outstanding, where when he walked into his house after receiving the
having some
award,
drinks and, yeah.
and the kid was sitting there with the gun, and how he basically sat down and talked to the kid and ended up working with the kid to find the people who had done the kid wrong years before. I'm telling you, man, Ice-T, if he's not up for an Emmy as a supporting actor or something for that show, then I got to think there's some kind of bias, because his performance, especially this year, has been stellar. And I've
what I
watched
thought-
SVU for 24 seasons.
Yep.
Every year. It's can't
I
miss
thought it
TV
was
for me.
Pretty good. That same week, there was 2 separate Munch references. Mm-hmm. Right, and then
And then Richard Belzer passed
died.
away,
Yeah.
which I thought was just because they film these things so far in advance. I just
why I
thought it
thought
was rather impeccable. Belzer had impeccable timing as a comic.
Yes. Yeah.
So he probably said, "Hey, I think they're going to air these episodes. I'm
Figure it
gonna
out. Yeah, let's.
I'm gonna put Munch top of mind."
Yeah.
So, and rest in peace, Richard Belzer, by
Yes.
the way. Munch was a great character on multiple shows. Because remember, he started on
crossed over,
Homicide,
Yep.
Life on the Streets, and then moved over, and I think he was SVU for a while, but he also made appearances on the regular Law and Order, if I remember correctly, with the crossover stuff. The regular Law and Order is really good, too, this reboot that they've done.
I haven't watched the reboot.
No, it's really, really good.
Oh yeah, I don't doubt it. I just haven't.
I will say, I
watched
don't
that.
care much for Jack McCoy anymore. Because he's turned into every political DA that there ever has been. But the guy who's playing Hugh Dancy is his name. He's actually Claire Danes' husband, who does the lead prosecutor on all of these things. He's really good. His assistant's a bumbling idiot. But the two cops, Anthony Anderson actually started the season. I think he lasted 2 episodes and then he left.
Really?
So they have, I want to say it's Mishad Brooks, I think is his name, now plays the partner of the detective. Oh, really good. If you haven't seen this week's episode, dude,
I haven't seen any.
worth a look. Anyway, let's get back to 2 T's, 2 U's, 1 Ola.
Yes.
Ice-T, who recently got a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame last week, actually.
Yes, which we
And-
talked about.
And who was there with him? Mariska Hargitay
And Dick Wolf.
and Dick Wolf. Yes.
Speaking of Mariska, again, side note, back to SVU. Last week, where
The Bradley Whitford episode.
yes, where he
When he said,
she
"You
got
look
an
like
ass
James
or something,"
Mansfield?
and a James Mansfield face.
I
was
pointed
like,
that out to Emily and to Janelle, and I said, "That's fantastic." And they said,
Yeah.
"Why?" I said, "James
That's her
Mansfield
mom.
is her mother."
Yeah,
And Emily goes, "Really?" I said, "Yeah. Yeah, her mother was Jane Mansfield, the 50s and 60s knockout."
yeah. As soon as he said that, I was like, he did not just say that. That is excellent writing.
And you know what? I bet you Bradley Whitford, being as smart as he is and as great of a performer as he is,
Yes.
he either had them write that in or
he
he
did it on
ad-libbed
his
it
own. Yeah.
and they kept it in. Because as soon as he said it, did you see the look on her face when she
Yes.
turned around? Oh, it was just, as soon as I heard that, I was like, that is fucking brilliant.
Yep.
And that is why that show is so goddamn good.
Yeah.
Of course, it's good because of Ice-T as well.
Well, yeah,
Two T's,
like
two U's, one Ola.
Like when he
So-
brought Body Count into the show, he's
Mm-hmm.
talking about, he said, that's what happened. You talk shit, get shot. I was like, that's a Body Count song. But anyway, sorry.
Well, I'll tell you what, you can build somebody with a bodybuilder and Jane Mansfield.
Yes.
And at the risk of sounding creepy, Mariska Hargitay, she is a whole stack of dimes, man. She is a good-looking woman
Look at Mansfield, I heard.
with dark hair.
Yes.
So Ice accepted his star alongside his wife Coco, his 7-year daughter Chanel, which I just love, Coco Chanel. He discussed cancel culture, addressing how people have been trying to cancel him since the beginning of his career 40 years ago.
Yeah.
And he did this on Fox News, which I thought was hysterical because Fox News is not necessarily the beacon of truth that they like to say they are. They're the beacon of their version of the truth.
Yes.
As was said in Jesus Christ Superstar, we all have truths. Are yours the same as mine? So on Fox News, Ice-T said that people had been trying to cancel me for 40 years. I'm difficult to cancel. I've already let everybody know all my flaws, all my vices, and people rock with it. He also addressed online trolls and critics, saying that he turns the negative energy from critics into motivation, sharing his personal philosophy of, when someone tells me you can't do it, that means I gotta do it. He referred to criticism as fuel, saying that I eat haters for food.
You eat pieces of shit for breakfast?
A little dodgeball reference. Gotta love it. In December, Ice-T, the Grammy, who gives a fuck about a goddamn Grammy? Well, apparently he did because he won one. Shared an inspirational quote that read, "Everyone is going to hate you anyway. You might as well give them a reason."
This is the greatest piece of advice.
Oh, it was a Happy Gilmore reference. That's
It
right.
was, yes. Shooter McGavin.
Because
yeah.
Shooter McGavin said that, and then no, it was White Goodman said something along those lines that Vince Vaughn
Yeah.
turned around on him too.
Yeah.
But that, same kind of thing. And I haven't seen Happy Gilmore in forever. I got to sit down and watch that again. Jackass. He goes, yeah, might as well give him a reason. Christmas is over. My advice is you go into 2023 with this attitude if you want to win. Ice-T, as he accepted his star, was joined by other celebrities, including the aforementioned Mariska Hargitay and Dick Wolf. And the guy just keeps rolling.
Yeah.
And again, rolling, but I don't want to hear any fucking rolling because they
Nah.
suck. But good. You know what? I'm glad he got a star. I mean, I know they give those stars out to, like Tic Tacs.
Right.
But still.
But you still have to be somebody notable enough for them to, accept your petition and your money. But
Now, do you petition for that yourself, or does somebody
No.
nominate you? I'm
it's
sure somebody has to
usually your
nominate you.
management team
Yeah.
or,
So good on Ice. Good on Finn Tutuola.
yeah.
And I will say, once again, if you haven't seen this season, He's doing his best work, so go check
He
out
is.
Law & Order SVU. We are going to take our first break. That is the end of Hip Hop Headlines. So we are going to take our first break of the day, and when we come back, we will have some Woo News, like we always do about that time,
Yes.
on Mr. Throwback Thursday, episode 474.
Have you watched yet the new season of Wu-Tang?
I haven't, but I've heard it's really good. Somebody was talking about it at work the other day, so I have to make appointment time television to sit down and watch it.
I just
I
started
probably
last
would.
night.
You know what? Janelle is on. She goes to class on Thursday nights. Her and Emily go together, and that gives me about 3 hours roughly to
you're
watch
4
whatever
episodes
I
behind.
want to watch. So I probably will start it this Thursday. Provided the Rangers aren't playing, because
Yeah.
at that point, Patrick Kane should be on the team, and I'm going to want to watch that. So,
Oh yeah, yeah.
because they
yeah.
traded Kravtsov yesterday for a bag of practice pucks and Zamboni fuel, I think,
Nice. The fuel is expensive, but
and then they waived Curtis, or not Curtis. Curtis was the father. They waived Jake Lecision, who has the amazing stat line this year of 42 games played, no goals, no assists, no points. And
Nice.
I think 4 penalty minutes. So everybody was calling him Jake Cardio, because that's all he was doing out there, was just
Glad
skating
it's his
around getting his
exercise.
cardio.
yeah.
Look, when they claimed him, I was like, well, his dad was an NHLer. Vegas let him go. Let's see what he's got. And after watching him for 2 games, I was like, he doesn't have much of anything.
got nothing.
He's supposed to be a good penalty killer and a good face-off guy. I don't think I ever saw him win a face-off. And the first time he was out on the penalty kill, I think, was against, oh, God. I want to say it was against Jersey, and they scored like 9 seconds into a penalty. And I was like, yeah, he can go away now.
He's PJ.
Plus, I can't. He's one of those people that, all the letters together. He's a nope.
Yeah.
In the immortal words of
SKJ, yeah.
Chance. SKJ is actually doing very well
He is.
down in Carolina. But no, he was
We were hoping that he
LESCHYSHYN.
would score.
Leschyshyn.
Gotcha. He's no purr to juice, but
But who is? Really?
no one.
Now, I can't remember. Was Christian Juice related to
I
him?
don't know.
Who played for... he played for Washington for like 2 years, and I actually thought he was a decent player. I have no idea where he is now.
Or if he's related to Pear.
I don't know. Let's see. He is the son of former Swedish defenseman Par Hughes.
Pear juice.
Yeah. Yes, where is he now? He is... I guess he's back over in the Swiss League, the National League over in Switzerland.
Oh, Wu-Tang. There's 4 episodes right now. By the time you get to it, there'll be 5 because it comes out on Wu Wednesdays.
Okay. What are they, about 45 minutes long?
Yeah, give or take.
Okay, so I can catch 2 or 3 of them.
Yeah. I watched 3 last night because I had forgotten that it started. I was like, oh shit, that started. Episode 3 is like an ODB fever dream. If you're going to watch, you could skip that one and not even know that you skipped it.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll keep that in mind.
Joaquin Woodbine is in it as Don Cornelius, and he does a really good job. But
Well, then, you know what? I'm not going to skip it because
Yeah.
Don Cornelius was the man.
yeah, but the episode is so fucking weird.
Christian Juice, isn't that just wine?
No, it's blood.
Yes, that is the blood of Christ. That is not wine.
Blood.
God, don't get me going on that, John. Please. Please, I don't want to start a soliloquy on that
Soliloquy
sort of
of
stuff.
chaos.
Oh.
All right, you
That's
ready?
my next album, by the way. Soliloquy of Chaos. That's actually what this show was going to be called originally, Soliloquy of
Yeah.
Chaos. And then we went with
Shell toes and kangaroo.
Shell Toes and Kangolds, and then we thought we'd get sued for that. So then we just decided on the
imagine?
whole,
We'd have no way to make any merchandise.
nope. Nope. I kind of like the groove we settled on.
Me too.
And the fact that nobody had copyrighted this before us,
Yeah.
that was luck.
Matter of fact, we should be getting notification that ours.
I thought we did that last year. I thought it was every 2 years.
We renewed it either end of last year, beginning of this year, whatever. Mm-hmm. But I haven't gotten the confirmation.
Oh, the certificate saying that it was renewed and
that
everything.
we're
Yeah.
good.
So I mean, it's ours. We just had to pay the fee. So.
Right. To keep it ours, yeah.
So you got a drop.
Yes, I do. All right. I'm gonna hit that and then some woo woo woo, and we will let us move on.
Holy shit, dude!
Huh.
Manny Machado signed a $350 million 11-year extension. I thought he was going to test free agency. He said he was going to opt out. So, you know what? Good for him. He's making the money.
My brain, he's an Oriole.
He's making all the money. All the money.
And on that note, we will bring this in with a tree. What was your mama?
What up, though? It's your boy Diamond the Artist, aka DTA Experience. And right now, you tuned in, tapped in, and rocking with my guys, man. My guys, Bill and Jamie, alright? On the only classic hip hop podcast that matters, Mr. Throwback Thursday. You know what it is, man. Mr. Throwback Thursday is the only thing moving. Nothing else matters, alright? Your boy Diamond the Artist on that social media at DTA Experience. Anything I'm involved with is an experience. And right now, Mr. Throwback Thursday, that's the experience that matters. It's your boy. Holla.
1 2 1 2 What's good, yo? This is Ghostface from Staten Island, New York. And right about now, it's time for Woo News with Jamie and Bill. I know what it is. Get it correct. Mr. Throwback Thursdays, Jamie and Bill. You know what I mean? On Woo News. That's what's going down right now. Y'all check this out. Exclusive. Peace.
The RZA, the Jizza, Raekwon, Master Killer, Inspector Deck, you got, Method Man, Ghostface Killer, and old dirty bastard.
It's now time for Woo News, Mr. Throwback Thursday.
Shimmy on it.
Welcome back, Mr. Throwback Thursday, episode 474. Big thank you to Mr. Forrest Whitaker for giving us the lineup, and a big thank you to Russell Jones for providing us with that nice little punctuation at the end.
Yes,
late, great Russell Jones, Dirt McGirt, Osiris,
Big baby Jesus.
Big Baby Jesus,
Juice.
Old Dirty Bastard. Woo News, we have two pieces this week. Our first article, Woo Watch,
Yes.
which I read that a couple of times. I'm like, I'm not so sure I'm going to be able to put those vowels all together. But I did.
Yes.
The Woo Watch, Hype Beast brings us this article. G-Shock, not to be confused with Shock G, he was the guy from Digital Underground. G-Shock and Wu-Tang Clan have reunited for a limited edition timepiece celebrating the group's 30th anniversary. So yes, there is a Woo Watch, which has cream along the bezel. It says Cash Rules Everything Around Me. It is the black and yellow, of course, of the Killer Bees. The new GM 6900 WTC 22-9.
That's a lot of stuff going on there. It looks
Why
like
does that sound like somebody's prisoner number?
It might be.
Is that the number that was on the mugshot of ODB that they always use? So it appears in the group's Killer Bees black and yellow colorway, as you can see. What stands out with the watch is Wu-Tang Clan's signature W logo on the band and dial, which I'm sure they had to pay a pretty hefty penny to get that because we have tried. Additional details include Wu-Tang branding, yellow accents, and the Cash Rules Everything Around Me cream lyrics on the face. Elsewhere on the watch is a stainless steel black IP bezel. The watch is complete with G-Shock's focal features like 200-meter water resistance. Now, meter is just a little bit more than a yard because I remember that from Schoolhouse Rock. So, being that a meter is a little bit more than a yard, that would be a little bit more than 600 feet of water resistance.
Yes, it would.
I ain't going 600 feet underwater.
No, not intentionally.
Not intentionally, no.
And if I
Shock
am, I'm not looking at my watch.
Shock resistance, a multifunction alarm, world time, and more. You can check out the watch as Jamie just showed it, or you can see pictures of it by going to the show notes here, clicking on the article under Woo News.
You can buy yourself a watch if you can get one.
Yes, you go to online to Casio.com/us/watches/G-Shock/product, and then that big long number that I read you before. Or probably just search on Casio's website, Wu-Tang Watch, and I'm sure it'll show up.
Or you can go to the show notes and click on it, and it'll take you there. I believe right now, as we record, I don't know any further after as we record, so if you're going to do it now. There is a contest.
Yes.
You can enter. Oh, you don't enter to win. You enter to win the ability
opportunity to buy. Yes. Of which you will need $280 to purchase this watch. The case is actually pretty cool too. The case has the Woo logo on it and everything. So
this may be, if nothing else, an investment piece. You know, take a shot. The only thing with taking a shot at this contest is if you win this contest, they're just shipping it to you. You have to put in your payment information.
Yeah,
to enter the contest.
By entering the contest, you have agreed that if you are chosen, you will purchase the watch.
Right, because they're just going to say, "Congratulations, you won," and it's coming to you in the mail because you've already bought.
Yep, and we'll take you $280. Thank you very much. So it's a cool looking watch. I don't know if it's $280 looking cool, but still.
I don't know. Like I said, it may be an investment piece that you turn around and make $500 on.
Yeah, I was a watch guy for a little bit, a timepiece guy. I own two different Movados. I had them both stolen, so I am not going that route again. Of course, that's also when I was working in the banking industry. Now that I am not wearing fancier clothes to work every day, wearing scrubs and all that stuff, and you can't take a pulse on a Movado watch because it doesn't have a second hand. So I am now back to, I have multiple faces on my Apple Watch, but for a while I was just using a $10 Walmart Timex just because it had a second hand, so I could take pulses and things like that. So John, you're exactly right as far as what that contest is. PSL lotteries, personal seat licenses. You pay us $1,000 to enter the opportunity, so then you could pay us $10,000 for season tickets.
Yeah.
Those things are a fucking scam, man.
They are.
But they sell them like crazy when new teams come in or new stadiums open up.
Yeah. Well, we had 100 years ago that we were getting an NHL franchise here. It was going to be the Hampton Roads Rhinos. And that was one of those. They put season tickets available, and then, Hartford moved to Carolina. And then the NHL said, well, that's too close. We're not going to give you a team now.
But yet, the Rangers and the Devils are 9 miles apart through a tunnel.
Yeah. Yep.
But
they weren't expansions. I mean, they've been around for long.
But the Devils, for the longest time, couldn't draw flies.
Yeah.
Could be. Well, they should have drawn flies. Their arena was in a swamp.
It was, yes.
The old Brendan Byrne.
Yep.
They've developed that area a little bit better now. I will say that. MetLife Stadium is we've been there. It's nice.
We have. It is.
It's nice, and it's pretty easy to get to now. And they built up the infrastructure around that too.
It, yeah.
Do you remember the old pictures of Giant Stadium? It was just in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
Kind of like, what else was like that was Nassau Coliseum.
Yeah.
That was in the middle of nowhere, the mausoleum. So
yeah, it was horrible seating, sitting straight up and down.
David Putty. Now, you know what? And it kills me to say this as a blue blood Ranger fan. Devils are fucking good this year. They're really fucking good this year.
I got the Rangers picked to win the cup. So,
But well, so do I. But that being said, I don't know if I trust their goaltending in the playoffs. So we'll see.
I'll see.
Hip hop don't stop is our next article to Woo News.
And that's the truth, Roof.
And this comes to us from TMZ. Lil Duval sparked a global debate by declaring that Afro beats would put the nail in hip hop's coffin. RZA says, nay, nay.
And I would trust RZA's opinion over Lil Duval's when it comes to hip hop.
Yes. So, yeah, the Wu-Tang figurehead was caught up with TMZ hip hop, and he argues that Afrobeats artists are doing their form of hip hop no different from rappers in the trap or G-Funk creators out west. He says the Afrobeats takeover of the 2023 NBA All-Star Game halftime show, led by artists Burna Boy, Thames, and Rima, RZA says they deserve a chance to shine and feed their families just like his generation did. So RZA is, I don't want to say he's playing gatekeeper. I think he's playing more of, I don't know, caretaker, for lack of a better word.
Yeah, I can see that.
He also tackled another one of Duval's recent hip-hop takes, that podcasting has overtaken the music's popularity, which is another point that RZA understood, but also debunked, because Lil Duval said,
if he means hip-hop artists who are
having
now doing
podcasts.
podcasts. Yeah.
Yeah. You know, he says, seems like hip-hop has become more about podcasting instead of music now. There are quite a few that have podcasts as well, but I think it's just another avenue. If you're an active artist, it's another another avenue to get your music out there, to get your name out there, to get your
type
exposure, you know?
Yeah. If you are a creative type, you need to create. You can't just wait for, I'm going to put out a new song. I'm going to put out a new album. I need to be able to talk and tell people stuff all the time. You know, do the show.
So RZA comes out. He says rappers turned podcasters such as Joe Budden and Nori have achieved a lot of success on their podcast platforms. But RZA says, you know what? Wu-Tang just sold out shows during the New York State of Mind tour, and we didn't have the industry spotlight. So old school hip hop still lives. You just have to know where to find it.
Yeah.
And we know where we find it every week.
Putting out music. So he found another way to go. Joe Budden's not dropping new music. He found another way to go. You know, people who are still creating music are still creating music. Talib Kweli is doing both.
Is that your man's?
It is. It's what
we cannot mention his name without that anymore. That's just right up there. And, you know, I love that line. Bottom line, old school hip hop still lives. People like Duval just have to know where to find it. I'll give you a hint. Every Thursday on every podcast platform, there's a show. I've listened to it a couple of times. It's actually pretty good.
Yeah, I heard it on Fresh Radio one time.
It's called Mr. Throwback Thursday. Like I said, the one guy's really good. He's really smart. The one that talks a lot, though, and reads lyrics, he's kind of a douchebag. They should replace him. So
I told you, we can't do that because I can only take the other guy in small doses. So.
And besides, that'd be like, as they said in Friday, that'd be like Kool-Aid with no sugar, peanut butter, no jelly. Y'all ain't never got two things that go together.
Nope.
That's us. We are Kool-Aid and sugar. We are peanut butter and jelly. Well, I mean, you got the red shirt on, so you're the Kool-Aid, and I'm as white as sugar, so there you go.
Yes.
By the way, I've still never been to a Buc-ee's, but I really want to go to one just because I saw them profile them on CBS Sunday Morning, and it looks like a wild place to go. So
it is. It's humongous.
It's
it is
like
a rest
Walmart with
area.
gas stations.
Yeah, it is insane.
So it's one of those places on my list that I want to check.
Well,
You
they're
God,
going further and further up. South Carolina has them now.
You God, still not very good.
Nope.
ODB, still existing only in holograms and on drops at the end of our Woo News introduction. So these are not stories; these are just facts.
They are.
Shall we get to some music?
Let's do that because there's a lot of people that's all they come here for.
Let's start with the one and done for episode 474. Another one that I believe may be a true one and done.
I
Because
think
when you
so.
sent this to me, I was looking for other things featuring both named people on this, and I did not see anything else under this grouping.
No.
This record came to us 1991. It's listed as bass music style, so I have a feeling it's going to be very heavily, Miami bass sound. This is Deadly D featuring DJ Tiny T, and the name of the record is Deadly Situation. 3, 6, 9, 12 tracks on this record.
Yes.
On my list.
Mine
What
too.
does Spotify have? Good. Let us start with, and John's not going to be happy
No.
because it does not start with an intro. However, it does start with the title track.
It does.
Title track number 1, Deadly Situation.
You'll drop something on them that's funky.
Why does this just sound like a George Clinton song?
I was thinking the same thing. I was like, did we put on a Parliament Funkadelic record instead? Track number 2, Work That Body.
RHYMIN on the funk.
Dance. Move. Get funky. Dance. Move. Get funky. Dance. Move. Get funky. Get funky. I come to sweat you like you never been sweated. Regret it, forget it, girl. Get with it. It's concert time. I'm going for mine. Pantomime never. Because the vocals are on time. Light stage.
Rum, bum, bum.
Did you see the private chat?
No, not yet.
I sent you something. You're going to get a kick out of it. Track number 3, Step Back.
In California.
It's my new hip hop name. You'll appreciate it.
Yes.
This is Deadly D, man. California be on your somebody shit.
Ridiculous.
And I'm gonna lay down rhymes like acid on you, huh? Y'all ready for this? Fight for this. During this composition, there is no competition. Don't want no competition up on my decision. No act can follow this black poetic novelist. You think you see a suck, you better see an ophthalmologist. Go get some glasses and
You better see an ophthalmologist.
You know what? If you can get ophthalmologist into a rhyme, that's
Yeah.
pretty impressive. So I'll give him that. Track number, was that 2 or was that 3?
That was 3.
I lost track. Okay, because we were so concerned about what I sent you. Track number 4. This is a pretty good title, and I kind of like it. If you don't like rap, subtitled, Take Your Ass Home. Okay, then.
Yes, okay, player.
start some shit. Yo, we get busy one time, you know what I'm saying? You weak-minded DJs who didn't want to play our record. You peasants, we ain't forgot y'all. Yo, you music critics said we was whack. Well, my boy Dave gonna spray y'all up one time. Yo, crazy, start squared up. Hell yeah, this is what you requested. You talked a lot of shit, so we really repressed it. This is for you motherfucking stupid ass people.
This is for you motherfucking stupid ass people.
Well, he doesn't mince any words. Track number 5, Marked for Death.
That's a Seagal movie.
Bad one, yes.
Weren't most Seagal movies.
Are there any good ones? Dude, this isn't terrible. It's catchy. but
So when you see me near it, you don't belong. I leave bloody body parties. I'm Bruce Bacardi. You're a joker, Lauren Hardy. Your brain's on tardy.
Brains all tardy.
track number 6, Deadly D Dope Beat. But I thought Tiny T was the DJ.
Yeah.
Should be his dope beat.
Cool rock stuff.
And the IT department just walked in, looking beautiful as ever. Looking as beautiful as ever. And now she's walking out. And my credit card's going to take a hit because she's going to Bed Bath & Beyond, although they're going out of business, so I don't think she's going to spend all that much money.
Yeah,
I don't
ours
think
is
they have a
gone
whole
down
lot
here.
left. I think they're just selling the fixtures now.
She shops in the Beyond
So
section.
that section always scared me, man. I walked in there and there was like aliens and shit. Track number 7, She's Got the Look. Apparently we are a rock set podcast now. No more Jethro Tull.
How y'all feel out there?
Ladies on the dance floor. If they're having a body, strictly a party.
Oh.
Pretty little sweet sensations. There's another mind to revelation. Here to be in the mind too.
Why does this have a Belle Biv DeVoe feel to it?
I know.
You feeling that?
Yeah.
Track number 8,
Sounds good.
Killing MCs. Stop the violence.
Yeah. Any goodwill that they had earned with his album, they all just went away.
Yep. Oh, man. This is the kind of shit that we just... Track number... What are we up to? 9?
9.
IE.
Some shit on your ass. Deadly style, motherfucker. Straight for the homies.
Shit on your ass. Must have been using that iPhone to wipe.
Deadly motherfucking D.
These things are just kind of writing themselves today.
Deadly motherfucking D.
Is he the syndicate sniper?
I was going to say, anybody uses motherfucking between their name and the letter D, it should be Donald. Let's not get it twisted.
No.
Track number 10. Can you feel it?
The Fat Boy song? Can you feel it?
Kind of has that beat, doesn't it?
Yep.
Favor and tell them about this beat, you know. And make sure they get a good understanding. Kick it to them.
It's a dope beat made just for you. It's a dope beat made just for you. Can you feel it? Can you feel it? Can you feel it? Can you feel it?
I can.
I can, but then I took a shot of penicillin. Now I don't feel it anymore.
That's good.
Track number 11. Genocide.
Yes.
I think that's spelled wrong.
Ah, yes. Very.
That'll work. Hey, it's Deli D, huh? Did you forget? This goes out to Lady Scarface, huh?
Lady
Black Chaos
Scarface.
is in effect. This also goes
Like
out to
Michelle
Gangsta
Pfeiffer?
Real
I don't
Killer
know.
MCs. This goes out to all my homies in 9E. This goes out to my father, may he rest in peace. Now drop a beat on me, please. Make sure it's funky. Oh, yeah, that'll work. You get elated over lyrical forms I have created. Analytics to stick, bass is the pitch, and my voice you rejoice to the MC sounds. My rhymes are brand my condemn when I'm throwing down. I'm deadly as cyanide, hydrogen oxide, rhymes are amplified.
Hydrogen oxide? Is that a hoe?
Is that a thing? Yes, it would be. It would be. Chemically, that would be hoe. Maybe that's where he was going with.
Maybe.
I must say goodbye to the IT department and the junior IT member. You guys have fun? Nice sunglasses.
Go shop.
Go shop. Enjoy. Stay out of that Beyond department, though. Last track on the record. The New Style. I don't think it's the same one.
No, it did not start 4 and 3 and 2 and 1.
And the beat sounds like 4 different songs, so it's kind of like the same style.
Yep. It's the old style.
I know a girl named Cindy. Now she's trendy.
No girl named Sally.
She's that girl. Deadly D featuring DJ Tiny T. Deadly Situation, your one and done for episode 474. There was hope for this record.
There was.
And then there wasn't.
But then there was not.
So
we did not keep hope alive.
The best I can say is that was a record that happened. And there was.
It is one of the records of all time.
Yes, it is. And that is the extent we're going to go because there's no charting action on this.
No.
Let us now talk about our record of the week, which would dovetail into our artist of the month.
It would dove. It wouldn't Dave tail.
Well, Dave was a dove at one point.
He was.
And our artist of the month for March of 2023 is one of the founding groups of the Native Tongue family.
Yes.
The purveyors of the Daisy Age.
Mm-hmm.
And one of our favorite groups of all time, and hating that song. A group formed in 1988 in the Amityville area of Long Island, New York, consisting of Posdnuos, Maceo, and the late Dave, formerly known as Trugoy the Dove.
Yes.
Your artist of the month for March 2023 is the incredible De La Soul. And your record of the week for episode 474 is The Grind Date by De La Soul. And that came out in 2004, October 5th, 52 minutes, 43 seconds on AOI and Sanctuary Urban Records, produced by Posdnuos, Super Dave West, the late, great Jay Dilla, Madlib, Ninth Wonder, and Jake One. This is their 7th studio album, and I have 12 tracks on the record.
I have 13.
There is a 13th track that was a European edition and Japanese edition bonus track. I'm wondering if it is the same one. Let me increase this and see if you move that off of the screen, I may be able to see. Yes. Yes, that is the extra track I have as well. So, we are going to start with, unfortunately, again, not a favorite of DJ introductions, but track number 1 off of The Grind Date by De La Soul, The Future.
We are your past. Present, we are your present. We are your future. We are your past. We are the present. The future. Past.
Present, and the future.
Then, now, together.
Indeed.
Forever. The World Wrestling Entertainment. No. Track number 2, Verbal Clap. Again, shot of penicillin probably cleared that up too.
NYC gave you the bomb, so how you gonna hate us? We creators of the East Coast storms. If you ask me, I tell you there's no calm, but I'm still humble even though I will crumble hard. Some call them songs, I call them words from me. They take long to cook, so some feel free in saying that we don't hunger for beats. Not that we not hungry, just picky in what we eat. Keep food off the mind and keep weight off the body.
Lot different feel on this record than their first ones, that's for sure.
Yes.
Track number 3, featuring Yummy Bingham and DJ Premier, called Much More.
No doubt. Y'all care anymore about this hip hop, man? I mean, how far will you punk motherfuckers go for 15 seconds of fame? Microwave popcorn ass niggas? Yeah, we give you much more. Longevity, baby. Hey, yo, Dave.
Yo, it's been instilled in me since infinite, y'all. Using these minutes like I value the call. Put your money in the bank and hold rank over friends who ain't got leadership skills. I got the sheep in my eyes, so I can't sleep. We like to land and lay the brand old way. Grand operate the scandal way. L.I. Shice. I play the Xbox instead of...
Boy, you pick up that DJ Premier cut right off the bat, don't you?
Oh, yeah.
Track number 4, featuring Daniel Wallace, Shopping Bags, subtitled She Got From You. I learned it by watching you.
Yeah.
You're not going to JCPenney's. You're not going to Macy's either.
We're not going to Bed Bath & Beyond either.
Popping tags and collars, her charm. All them things she got from you. All them things she got from you. Manolo and Prada's the style. Louis Burberry by the pie.
You just don't realize sometimes when you're such a big fan of, you know, De La Soul is Dead and 3 Feet High and Rising like I am, you forget how good their other albums are. Just, I mean, completely different style, absolutely. But still De La at their core, just the core has been moved. So,
yeah, I think as the month goes on, we will be able to compare.
Yes, more than likely. I would say we are up to number 5, which is the title track of the record, featuring Bones Malone. This is The Grind Date.
The earth, they're not the weak. Let me inherit the street. Fuck it. You know what I mean? I love life, man. You know what I mean? Life is beautiful. It's just the shit in it that's fucked up. It's rough, but it's fair.
And that's the truth.
People gotta go out there and bust they ass for a job. My dad got 5 kids, man, and you know, he hates driving the bus, but he loves 5 kids. You feel me?
I'm a rhyme artist, out here trying to grind my hardest. Up early so to milk the cow. Keep my John Deere out here plowing the fields to keep my John Hancock's work up in the cow.
Track number 6, featuring Spike Lee, Church.
A.K.A. Shelton Jackson Lee, A.K.A. loving husband and father of Tanya, Satchel, and Jackson. I'm here with De La Soul, a.k.a. De La, a.k.a. The Plugs. We're about to get into the song Church, a.k.a. It's Reality.
Hey, yo, wake up! Wipe the sleep from your eye cracks. It's time to focus, y'all. Fix your IMAX. In other words, listen to the brother's words. Ingest these antidotes with hope in your ass. May learn how to cope.
Yeah, hope in your ass.
Is that anything like Flavor in Your Ass Grease?
It might be.
Track number 7 featuring Carl Thomas. Carl Thomas. Was that the Everybody Was Kung Fu Fighting guy?
I don't know. You'll have to investigate.
It's Like That is the name of the track.
It's like New York without a New York Yanks. Better yet, New York without the New York Franks. It's like hot summers without.
No, that was Carl Douglas.
Numbers when you go to AC.
I knew it was Carl something. And there's another Carl that I was thinking that it might have been, and I don't mean Coral. I don't mean Coral from. He hated him, Coral. Track number 8, featuring Toast Face Grilla. He Comes. Boy, a lot of. No, not Carl Lewis.
What was the father on Family Matters?
Carl Winslow.
Down like water, fresh out the clouds, clown brown. You like terrible weather. Nobody does it better than I. So approve, I call it Simon. Most rappers is real hard, but still hardly rhyming. Rise and shine, give God glory. I already give a percent of mine to Bert and Corey, and still got bills and employees to pay. So excuse me.
I've got all these Carls in my head now. Track number 9 featuring Common. Days of Our Lives. Boy, there's a lot of guest artists on here that.
Not featuring McDonald Carey?
No.
Yo, how the days of your life go, calm? I'm just trying to be. That's it. Staying focused so my mind is free. Watch the problems of the world go by like balloons. If tomorrow come down, it might be too soon. Too soon. I want the boom in the back of the truck. Ain't nothing the matter with a good dude having a buck. With that on my mind, I'm on the grind and pain. We break it down in these 3 ways.
There was one other Carl I was thinking of. It was Carl Anderson, who was Judas in Jesus Christ Superstar, the movie.
Okay.
And also charted with Gloria Loring on the song Friends and Lovers. Gotcha. So that is your ridiculous Carl trivia for this episode. Track number 10, featuring Flava Flav, Come On Down. And yes, Nipsey, they certainly do.
This is the De La Soul, you know what I'm saying? Word up, I got shit to do, you test tube, baby. Check 1, 2, check 1, 2. De La Soul is now back on the map. Long Island is now back on the map. Good rap music is now back on the map. Yo, check 1, 2. This is the voice of yours truly, the Flava Flav. And I just want y'all to know we ain't going nowhere.
Just want y'all to know that you can ride the Flavor Wave.
And if you go to the supermarket on certain days, you can Flavor Save. Or if you don't trim that beard, you can Flavor Save. Track number 11 featuring John Butterversus Cullen and Yummy Bingham. This is called No.
This is called S, a K, and a J.
That's a nope.
Never can say goodbye. I don't know that.
We don't pros, we never procrastinate. And guardians, you shouldn't let you get past the gate. Watch out, dog, the watchdog showing his teeth. Yes, you been too much shit. They biting your beat. While I speak from experience, hunger and hurt, and a little bit of hate from niggas doing me dirt. I just wash it all out and side and show love to those who ride with me while I'm putting in work. It's full time and it's 8:30 to 6. The graveyard shift to 3 months before the benefits hit. But my position went
Track number 12, featuring the late, great MF Doom.
This is an incredible song, by the way.
Rock Company Cane Flow.
Rock Cocaine Flow.
Yes, Rock Cocaine
Yes.
Flow. But the way they stylized it.
average MCs of the times. Unlike them, we grab gems. So systematically inclined to pen lines without saying the producer's name all over the track. Yeah, I said it. What you need to do is get back to reading credits. Read the medics alphabetically, stuff on that English shit. Now, before that's your shot, your rock, okay, bro. From the top of the key for 3 villain. Been on in the game as long as he can really swing. Turn the corner spinning, bust that ass and get up. Dust off the mask, club a laugh, give him a head up. He got jumped, it pumped his adrenaline. He said it made him tougher than a bump of raw medicine.
And now track number 13, which is the bonus track featuring Sean Paul. Kind of close to a Salt and Pepper song. That was Shoop.
Yeah.
This is Shoop, which I think if you take Shoop and Whoop, there it is, and combine it, you might get Shoop.
And you get Sean Paul. There he is, Sean Paul.
I'm not rehearsed or well-versed in politics to stand and just say what I mean, so you know what I mean. People not on sprint, I'm like Clint, I'm from the east. Would you at least acknowledge the print? Can't front of me, dog. I'm from the office of
Sean Paul feels his temperature rise.
He does. You know, he should probably see a doctor about that. That is your record of the week, by the way, for 474. The Grind Date by your Artist of the Month, De La Soul. 3 singles from this record were released.
Rock Cocaine Flow, one of them.
Yes, actually.
Yes. The Grind Date?
No, surprisingly.
I don't remember. Maybe Much More.
Shoomp, Much More, yes. And the last one was Shopping Bags She Got From You. Rock Cocaine Flow has no charting action to it. However, let's take a look at the other 2. It does not say anything as far as charting action. I guess it was released more as a 12-inch single. Yeah, because there's like 8 tracks on the 12-inch single. So nothing charted off of that. And then Shopping Bags She Got From You. Yeah, it's like a big extended play single. And again, no charting action for that one either, which doesn't surprise me to a certain extent.
No.
De La is not a single-driven group per se. There are some tracks that took off a little bit more than others.
Oh, yeah.
But they do have success with this record as far as an album chart goes. There's 2 of them, actually. The U.S. Billboard 200, this peaked at number 87. And the U.S. top R&B and hip-hop albums, it peaked at number 17. Not bad for the 7th record from Artist of the Month for March 2023, De La Soul. We will remind you one more time about our one and done, which was Deadly D, featuring DJ Tiny T with Deadly Situation. And we are going to take our final break of the day. And when we come back, it will be time for Bill Reed's Lyrics. And then we're going to put a wrap on this episode of Mr. Throwback Thursday, 474. Come right on back. You don't want to miss Bill Reed's Lyrics, as much as I might want to sometimes.
You can't miss it. All right, where am I here? I need the drop pulled up. I need this intro folder pulled up so I can switch from the drop over to the motherfucking piano. And I have lyrics up, so that's good. What else do I need?
All you need is love. Bam, 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 bam.
That is a possible thing. Number 28.
So Woody Harrelson got his 5 Timers Club jacket last night, huh?
I haven't watched it yet. I recorded it. I actually saw the beginning where he came out and said, it's 5 times. So I know what that means. He puts his arms out and nobody comes out to give him a jacket.
Yeah. They do that anyway. Did you see his monologue?
No, that's the only part I saw, and I turned it off because Rye likes to watch it and she was asleep. So I turned it off.
So he said,
I'll watch it tomorrow.
He said he got a script that says for a movie that he threw away. He says, the movie goes like this. The biggest drug cartels in the world get together and buy up all the media and all the politicians and force all the people in the world to stay locked in their homes, and people can only come out if they take the cartel's drugs and keep taking them over and over. I threw the script away. I mean, who is going to believe that crazy idea? Being forced to do drugs? I do that voluntarily all day, he says. And everybody was like, oh, so Woody Harrelson is using his monologue to push hostility to COVID vaccines.
Yeah.
Seems kind of on point for him.
Well, yeah, giant hippie. Yeah.
Well, that's what he said. He goes, I'm kind of in the middle politically. I am red because I believe people should be able to own guns, but I'm blue because I prefer squirt guns. So I'm purple.
Yes. That makes sense.
To which, I'm kind of purple on some things myself.
Yeah, I think most.
Which means I should probably loosen my shoelaces because I think they're tied too tight. Or my what?
Your grip.
Well, I don't know. I got those big hot dog flippers.
Yes, flippers. Yes.
Big dick flippers.
Stupid.
So stupid. For those who have no idea what we're talking about, there's an article in the New York Post, and I said to Jamie, this is going to be my hip hop name. If you can have Del the funky Homo sapien,
yep,
I can be Thor the masturbating walrus.
You can.
And that's a real thing.
And he has what?
Jamie asked, he goes, but does he have big dick fingers like we talked about last week? Mm-hmm. I said, or he says, or would that be Big Dick Flippers? And I said, well, Big Dick Flippers is going to be my album as Thor the masturbating walrus.
And once again, stupid.
Major stupid.
But, it's who he is.
All right, you got 11:53 on the clock, so let's get this Bill Reads Lyrics done so you can get out of here on time. Let's do it.
All right, we're going to bring it in with a Shri. What was your mama?
Yeah, this is Hakeem Green, Channel Live and Direct, DDP all day, every day. Hanging out with my boys, my people, my smoking buddies. Jamie, Bill, yeah, all we do is spark madism. Mr. Throwback Thursdays in the building. Hakeem Green, I'm out.
Yo, pass that lighter.
Counterclockwise, I rise like the sun. Now feel the heat from the rays of the gun. Shooting up the mental mist.
But it starts with Bill.
Question. It's called reading. Top to bottom, left to right. Group words together as a sentence. Take Tylenol for any headache. Might offer any cramps.
Most people probably don't listen to the lyrics, but they should.
Welcome to Bill Reads Lyrics.
Welcome back, Mr. Throwback Thursday, episode 474. And as you just heard, it is indeed time for Bill Reads Lyrics.
It is.
And as usual, I have no idea what he's going to send me, so I will just, I will play the submissive, and I will, what was it that I will I will play the receiver and you will be the sender or something like that.
Yes.
Maxi
Not
Priest
what I
and
was
Shabak trying to sneak in.
Bump the board.
Oh, it happens.
Yeah. All right. So what I need to do is come over here to the Shizat
and
send you this. Now come back over here and bring up this.
Okay. And where am I going on this?
Verse 1. Verse 1.
Verse 1.
Yes. And while you're looking
so
for
we
that,
have intro, we have chorus. I have verse 1.
Have verse
okay,
1.
and I'm going to chorus. Am I reading chorus?
I think
I am
too
reading
long.
chorus as well.
Okay.
Oh, the chorus? Because verse 1's kind of short from what I see.
No. Okay. Yeah. No, I see it. I thought it was longer. So yes, and chorus. So with no type of ado.
So none. Ever.
Sesame Street, Grover Styley, whether nearer or further. We will cue motherfucking piano.
All I need is one more skank, dirty pussy, suck my dick. Scary movie. I let her use me all in her mouth. My dick in her booty. We all on the couch. The cameras is out. And she say she's a virgin. Bitch, shut the fuck up. I'm about my bread. Getting throwed. Getting blowed. Getting trippy. Getting lit on these hoes. Fuck 'em slow. In my cup. Colt 45. High as fuck. 20 dab. 100 for the $1,000 tab. Conjure my cab. All I need is one more drank. 2 more blunts. 3 more bitches. 4 more zips. 5 more minutes. All I need is one more drank. One more drank. All I need is one more drank. One more drank. All I need is one more drink. 2 more blunts. 3 more bitches. 4 more zips. 5 more minutes. All I need is one more drink.
Yay.
That was a good one. I had fun with that one. I had fun with that one. Juicy J.
Yes.
With All I Need, One More Drink.
Oh, that's the title.
Yes. Track 10 on the album Blue Dream and Lean 2.
Cuisine? Oh.
No. Oh, goodness gracious. Shall we put a bow on this episode so you can get the hell out of here?
Should you have another hat?
I do, but I went backwards today.
I'd appreciate it if you were to switch it from Bill to Phil. Oh, and as we record, happy birthday yesterday to longtime friend Kane Grogan.
Yes, yes. Happy birthday, Kane. I'm glad you remembered that. I had that written down somewhere and lost in my notes somewhere.
Yeah,
anyway.
I forgot it. So if you would be so kind as to please take us home.
As we mentioned, Kane Grogan, it's a good time to remind you that the Mr. Throwback Thursday podcast is an official affiliate of Death Wish Coffee, which can be found on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and at deathwishcoffee.com, and also in our mugs on a weekly basis.
Yes.
Use the code TBT for 12% off at deathwishcoffee.com and enjoy the world's strongest coffee, Death Wish Coffee.
And somebody tried the mint thing and tell us if it's any good.
Check out friends of the show, Def Rugs, defrugs.com, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all at Def Rugs. Handmade, high-quality, hip-hop themed rugs from the original Rug E Fresh, Marshall Fox, and his business associate, the Green-Eyed Bandit, Eric Sermon. Go check out Def Rugs. You can also check out our friend Heather Lent up in Schenectady, New York, although she was in Poughkeepsie yesterday, at the Bittersweet Candy Company, where she makes candy and chocolate that is handmade, small batch, different, and
delicious.
Check them out on Facebook and order at bittersweetcandy.com. Use our code THROWBACK to save 10% off your order there. Melted Mics, MLTDMICS.com. Hip-hop themed t-shirts brought to you by Pumice T. Mendola. Use our code THROWBACK to save 10% off of your order at meltedmics.com.
I used it to get my Crumbs shirt.
Etsy.com/shop/geek like you, where the geek shall inherit the earth. Hip hop and pop culture items brought to you by the sick, twisted mind of Mr. Throwback Thursday himself and his sick, twisted wife, Mrs. Throwback Thursday. And I say that with all the admiration in the world. Etsy.com/shop/geek like you, where the geek shall inherit the earth. God help us all when they get it. Social media network for the show. Don't forget to visit us. We mentioned it a couple times during the news segments. MrThrowbackThursday.com. You can go there. You can leave us a voice message. You can check out the show notes for every show we have ever done. You can listen to every show we have ever done if you want to torture yourself.
The only place you can do it.
You can also buy stuff from our shop. Some cool t-shirts available there. The mugs are still there. As we said, they make great gifts for whatever holiday you want to celebrate, or just because it's Thursday.
Yes.
And you're in Jersey. You can follow us on Twitter. Jamie is at _MR_TBT. I am Bill _MR_TBT, which is also my Instagram handle for the show. Jamie's Instagram handle for the show is at Mr. Throwback Thursday. Pretty easy to remember. Yes. You can go to the Facebook page, Mr. Throwback Thursday. You can also check out Home of the TBT Posse, where we all kind of intermingle with each other. Check us out every Thursday morning. A vichyssoise, as it were. Posse soir. Check us out every Thursday morning on Fresh Radio at itsfreshradio.com. Right after the All Request Thursday show, we come on at 10 o'clock a.m. If you want to tune in earlier and be a part of the All Request show, you can tweet your requests to Real Fresh Radio, and B will get them in for you seamlessly, unless you, of course, request the Booyah Tribe, which he never plays. Shout-outs time. Shout-outs to Gail Dunmeyer. And again, all the best to Brian.
Yes.
Manny Baez, Sarah Henderson, John Henderson, Hugo Gonzalez, Sanket Patel, Teresa Lynn, Simple Luxuries at teresalins.com, Clay Arsenault, the Shrieking Warrior Jennifer Buchanan, Jacob O'Neill, Jason Heath, Paulie Tibbert, Chris Kinsley, Jessica Walker, Deshauna Townley, Shane Hatley, Ricky Schnarr, Kenneth Elsfelder, who just commented that was great today. Thank you very much for that. Mr. Cranky Pants Brian Hollenbeck, who is happy that there were no shit hats today.
Yep.
Rob Jeffroy, who is happy that I mentioned Iron Maiden a couple of times and not in a derogatory way. Kate Harvey, Mark Merriam, Catherine Liska, and Ken Dwinell. They get mentioned every week because...
or more.
You want to get your name mentioned every week, become a patron. Go to patreon.com/MRTBT or MrThrowbackThursday.com and click on the little link that says become a patron. There are different levels. You can go join, and if you join at the Loonies level, you get your name added to that every single week.
Or
don't forget
your own show. And
you could do that
say
too.
your name all the time.
Don't forget our friends, as always. Check out Anthony Imran and the Rug Boy over at the Jock and Nerd podcast. Check out our friend Talking Ty on her webpage, BrooklynTyNYC.com. Her show, What's the Word podcast with Brooklyn Ty NYC. New shows available on that.
Yeah.
The hardest.
And you know when Adam was on, he was talking about they're going to do that big UHHM thing about fashion.
Yes.
That just happened, and Ty was there.
Excellent. So
check her next episode. I'm hoping there will be a recap of that.
Very cool. Something to look forward to.
Yeah.
The hardest working turntablist in the world we just mentioned before, DJ B, the proprietor of Fresh Radio and Freshtopia. Get that Fresh Radio app for your phones too. You can listen to it all day long. Jamie does that on a regular basis. You can go to Wild One Radio at wildoneradio.com. We are on that site 7 a.m. Eastern Standard Time and different times throughout the weekend as well. Don't forget to subscribe, rate, review, and all of that good stuff. Your input helps our output, and we wouldn't be here without you. Share the show. Please. Tell people about us, whether good or bad. Share the good word. Take good care of yourselves. Wash your hands.
Wash your butt.
And until next time, next week, episode 475 coming at you. But until then, keep it classic. And always remember,
new school stale, old school fresh.